$514 billion is how much money Amazon sellers made. Like, these are just dudes in in their mom's basement in China, and dudes around America and middle America, all over the world selling these products. You never know who the actual product seller is. And they've made over $514 billion in 2023. You can be one of those people. And I'm gonna go over how you can start a e-commerce business on Amazon. And I'm also going to go over the pros and the cons of starting a business and a step-by-step method that you can use to get started, like getting a piece of this Amazon money. Let's go. Hey, John Crestani here. I've made tens of millions of dollars on the internet, and I love teaching people. I find it fun because when I was just starting out, I knew I wanted to make money from the internet and have location and time freedom and financial freedom. But it wasn't until I met a mentor that taught me this back in 2012. And this is before there were all these videos on YouTube. And so I've dedicated myself to helping y'all out. But let's go over the steps to start an Amazon business. So step number one is you got to do a lot of product research, and you got to pick some products to list. A product, just to start, or a couple different products to list on Amazon. And in order to do the product research, and the sweet spot for products is around $25 to $150, okay, that you want to sell on Amazon. And going further into that, you want to find a product or a product category that's in demand, but not too saturated with all these different sellers trying to sell it. And it's a bit of a, it's a bit of an art and a science, and it's not something I can necessarily go over in this video, but there are tools out there that can help you find a product such as Helium-10 or Jungle Scout. Step number two to starting your Amazon business is you got to find a supplier to actually give the products that you're selling to people. You can sell gun cases on Amazon, and you got to find somebody who can supply with the gun case. Now, AliExpress, it's the large-scale version of Alibaba. Oberlo and Salehu are good examples of what we call suppliers of products that you can sell. And each of these companies has millions of products you can sell. Okay? Now, the ones that you're going to make good margins on, that you're going to be able to get listed for and all that stuff, right, that's where the product research comes in. But you got to create a relationship with the supplier, which usually means opening up an account. You might have to pay some money, there might be some fees or something like, $100 a month or something. But you got to open up an account or whatever it is to actually get the products, depending on what niche you're in. Now, there's more. AliExpress is kind of like the big Walmart for drop shippers, but there are other niche warehouses that specialize, and there are other suppliers that specialize in specific types of products. Maybe you're looking for specifically Halloween costumes, or maybe you're looking for a certain specific product niche, dog things. You might need to find a more specific supplier and actually pick up the phone and make a phone call. You might have to go out to the warehouse and visit them. You might have, get on a plane and actually meet with the warehousing supplier and explain to them what you're looking to do. Either way, that's fine. You're starting a business. You're becoming a millionaire. So put in the effort, once you found because the most important thing is you find a couple good products that you think will succeed on the listings. Step number 3 is marketing yourself. So actually going on Amazon, signing up for a seller account, which is $40 a month, and then actually uploading the images, listing the product, and either sitting there hoping and praying for, the SEO, which is, the SEO gods to list your product high up when people are searching for, maybe big marker, magnum marker, or whatever, or doing Amazon PPC and actually paying to be one of those sponsored listings. I don't know if you've noticed in the last few years, the number of sponsored products has just exponentially accelerated. So you can guaranteed get sales. You just pay Amazon some money, but again, you're paying extra fees. But let's talk about what are some of the other fees associated with starting Amazon. How much does it cost? and all this jazz. So if you're going with a drop shipping model, which if you're doing Amazon, I actually don't recommend, but it's the easiest place to start. If you're going with a drop shipping model, you're relying on AliExpress, Alibaba, whatever, Oberlo, Salehu, to actually, when a customer buys, to ship that product over to the customer. So you're paying for the product after the customer has given you the money, right? So it doesn't affect you too much. But you are paying some fees to sometimes be on these platforms, let's say up to $100 a month. You are paying an extra fee to Amazon, $40 a month to have a seller account. You also are paying Amazon some sort of percentage of the sale, and which is usually, I think it's 15% roundabout, and an extra dollar. Then there's a gazillion other fees, right? Amazon owns your business if you're on Amazon, but we'll talk more about that later. So you have some fees there, but other than that, it's not too bad. But you do have to do marketing, and that can be an extra expense, definitely for you if you're doing PPC. But with that being said, I'm just going to dive right into the pros and the cons. So and we were talking about fees, so it kind of gets into the cons of running an Amazon business. Is typically it's pretty low margins, right? And low margins, when I say low margins, I mean, anywhere from, 20 to 50% margins. So for every dollar you're making back, maybe 20 cents or 50 cents. And that's not counting the cost of advertising. So, it kind of limits you a little bit from the front end because you can't pay really for Facebook ads or all this other stuff that, other marketers that own their own products can do, or marketing higher margin products or affiliate products or etc. The other con is that Amazon owns your business, okay? Now, it's not too big of a problem if you're just looking to make money, okay? Let's be real here. A lot of you are just looking to make money. You don't care if you own the list or you own the relationship or all this stuff. But it does put you in a place where you're, I call it not true freedom, because you're completely reliant on this platform. They own the emails. They own the relationship. They own everything around that customer cycle. They've got the credit card information, all that stuff. So it does kind of limit you from certain perspectives because you can't just remarket to them for email. That customer lifetime value, you're not going to necessarily see the boost there. So you've really got to treat it like it is and just focus on making money from the Amazon platform itself. Don't use it as a loss leader or something like that. I don't like this one because, in my case, right, I've training programs and video courses, and we have a mentorship program. I like having a relationship with my students. I like sending y'all emails. I'll give you my book. I'll do a special announcement or a new video or like a secure, like a lockdown live only for people on my email list, right? Like a private live. And which, by the way, I encourage you get my book. Link is in the description, and also subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. But the point being is, these are two biggies. The other con is that the drop shipping model, Amazon can shut you down. Now, if you're doing everything correctly, this shouldn't be the case, but it's become more so and more so, where even if you are doing everything the right way, you can still get taken down by Amazon. This has happened, a lot recently because they're trying to wean down the number of sellers on their platform. And the folks that are going to get hit the hardest are folks that have bad shipping times. And this is why I don't recommend working, although drop shipping is easy and cheap and basically free, you're getting money before you're paying out the drop shipper. People hate waiting for things to be shipped, especially on Amazon. And that's going to affect your account health. It's going to affect your, even your SEO on Amazon and stuff like that. It's why I recommend actually getting the product in advance and sending it to Amazon. But that can be expensive. So, con here is, I will say, can be expensive to start. Now, if you're buying products yourself, I typically recommend, if you're starting an Amazon business, which is a great business to start, and a lot of successful people have done it, I recommend you go in with anywhere from 25 to 50K that you're willing to spend on your Amazon business. What I don't recommend is there have been a lot of scams recently about done-for-you Amazon stores that are guaranteed profitable. A number of federal government cases have come against these folks that are selling Amazon done-for-you Amazon stores from $25,000 to $150,000, and people are buying them in droves, spending hundreds of millions of dollars actually buying trying to buy an Amazon business. I don't recommend you do that. I recommend you actually put in the hard, frustrating, confusing work. Yeah, frustrating, confusion. Just spend money and I don't want to be frustrated. Yeah, you know what? Don't be an entrepreneur if you don't have the mental wherewithal to be frustrated and confused and do really put in that effort there. But the done-for-you Amazon stores are a scam. Now let's talk about the pros, because there's a lot of pros. The pros are that you get one product winner, tens of millions a year is easy. Literally. You get one winning product. An acquaintance of mine, he had these blow-up floaty things for your pool that were shaped kind of like unicorns. It's like they have those donuts that you float in the pool. You kind of like put your arms in and you kind of hang out. And he created one that looked like a unicorn that, just had, I don't actually know if he created it. I think he saw it somewhere and he decided to list it on Amazon. I think he bought it. He sent it to some Chinese person. He said, make this. I'm going to list it on Amazon. And he did that, and he instantly had a tens of millions of dollars a year of business. Automated. And that's the other thing. Automated. It's automated from the start. Automated. It's passive. And that's really good. So the pros are huge. The cons are that you got to test a number of products and stuff. Now, with all that being said, I hope you enjoyed this information. What's your thoughts on starting an Amazon business? Let me know in the comments below. Are you gonna start an Amazon business? Why or why not? Right? Let me know. And make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the channel. If you want one of my free books, it's actually not just an ebook. They have a copy in the Library of Congress. It's got an ISBN number. Check out my book, Work at Home Secrets and Scams to Avoid. I go over how you can start a business as an affiliate marketer, and I go over some of the other business models in a little more detail. What I also go over is scams you should avoid. There's a lot of them out there. And then I also have a workbook at the end of each chapter helping guide you through. These questions are really, I geared a journey for you so that you can work on your financial goals, your work habits, the time available, so you can actually create a program for yourself that fits in with your own life to start an internet business, or maybe you're not even fit for it, as I was talking about mental wherewithal. So that being said, let's freaking go! Financial freedom, time freedom, location freedom. Let's make it happen. All y'all should be millionaires right now. Or after watching this video, all y'all should go colonize space. That's our goal. Have a ton of kids. Become limitless. Live forever. Get your health up. Run. Go out, look at the stars. Turn off all notifications on your phone. Stop being a monkey. Stop being controlled by marketers that are just putting notifications on your phone to suck your time. Live your own life. Go out and meet people. Have a great life. Love talking to you today. Hope to see you in the future. Yeah? See ya. Peace.